In number 5, it says the square with numeric area k is inscribed in a semicircle. That is, two vertices on the semicircle and the side opposite the two vertices lie in the diameter. A second square with numeric area w is inscribed in a full congruent circle, the same radius as the semicircle. Determine the reduced and simplified ratio k to w. That is, we're finding the ratio of the two areas. So for the first one, we have a rectangle, or rather, it tells us that it's actually a square. So let's say that this is our radius. So let's call this length 2y. So this is y, and this is y. 2y, 2y. So what we need to do is we need to figure out what is the area. So the area of this is 4y squared. Base is 2y, the height is 2y, so 4y squared. But what we need to do is we need to put this in terms of r, the radius, because if we don't, then we run the risk of not being able to convert into a common ratio, because it won't be in the same terms. So, using Pythagorean theorem, y squared plus quantity 2y squared equals r squared. So y squared plus 4y squared equals r squared. So then we have 5y squared equals r squared. So for this problem, y squared equals 1/5 r squared. Now I'll leave it at that because I'm not going to take the square root of 1/5. It's not going to be necessary in a second. Now the other one is also a square. So, same radius r, but now, let's call this 2x, 2x, x, and x. So the area here is going to be 4x squared, but we need to put x in terms of r. So x squared plus x squared equals r squared, so 2x squared equals r squared. So x squared equals 1/2 r squared. Now what do we want? We want the ratio of the two areas, which is 4y squared over 4x squared. Well, the 4's can cancel, so we're left with y squared over x squared. Now we can replace y squared with what we found it equal to up above, 1/5 r squared. And down here we can replace x squared with 1/2 r squared. So the r squareds cancel, so all we're left with is 1/5 all over 1/2. And so when we divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So we get an answer of 2/5. That's our ratio of the two areas. There's our answer, and we're done.